Hey everybody, we're back. I know it's been a very long time. You're wondering where I've been? Let's just say life stuff has happened. By life stuff, I mean kind of like, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's kind of just there. What's really there to talk about too much? But I've been gone for a very long time, so there's probably a very long video. As you can see, we made it to Master 5 like a while back. Actually, I think I haven't touched Yu-Gi-Oh! In like the last time I uploaded, basically, which is kind of, I guess, I don't know what that means, but of course, you like me to see, you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, stuff, all that fun stuff. Don't worry, I'm still existing. So long as Ray is at 3, Engage exists, and more importantly, Widow Anchor is more than 1, then we're gonna keep playing. For the most part. If you're wondering about the intro and other updates on the channel and stuff like that, don't worry, things are coming. Just be patient, don't worry. Good things come to people with patience. Here's Decklist. It's been updated. So 3 drone Lockbird kind of hits the meta. I know some people say it's basically an auto win depending on what you play against. For example, if you play against Purely, then kind of low-key shuts down their turn. Play against Dragonlink, also low-key kind of shuts down their turn. For example, if they summon Striker Dragon at that field spell, then they can't get anything out of Chaos Ruler, which by the time this recording was just recently banned in OCG land. So hopefully that gets banned here too. That card is so freaking annoying. There's that. Also says no to Max C, so you give them a draw, right? So Max Cope, best card in the game. Everybody should always play 3 of this no matter what. If you don't play more than 3, or you don't play 3, then you're dumb. That's my hot take, right? There you go. 3 Ash, 3 Ray, because remember, no Ray, no play. That's all I say. I'm not a rapper. 1 Rose O'Donnell, that's all you need. I've been on and off about Hamp. Hamp's great because it kind of acts as, again, like a searchable kaiju, right? You can argue the pros and cons of this, but I'd rather just be good and don't draw it, right? And then you can always search it off in Gag and stuff. If you played against Purely, for example, it kind of forces them to either do stuff with their Noir so they can shuffle back your Ray and all that, and then eventually by then they'd use at least 4 materials, and usually Noirs have like 7, right? So if you use 4 and use 3, then you can target them and stuff. So either way, it works out for your favor. So that's just my opinion. You can always play the kaiju if you want. I just choose to play Hamp overall because, again, it's pros and cons, right? Kaiju means you have to draw it, but it's automatically boom, no requirement. But I mean, you're probably gonna have a Ray somehow on board anyways, right? And most of the time, if you just normal summon Ray and you happen to draw this, opponents aren't gonna like shotgun try to like get rid of your Ray, so you just have a free Hamp anyways and just solves it like that. So there you go. 1 Harpy. This can be a whatever flex spot. I find this would be kind of mid. You might be another like I don't know. I was gonna say probably another something like either a 3rd Lightning Storm or maybe a 2nd multi-roll. But you know me, I only play 1 multi-roll anyways, because if I set more than 3 cards, they're gonna magically open this, or like evenly match or something, just blow me up. So yeah, 1 Rhoda because we have to, double Desires, double Guy, double Afterburners, double Lightning Storm, double Triple Tax Talent. Triple Tax Talent is another card I find kind of like whatever, right? Because Purely, they'll shotgun their stuff during standby phase, so they can draw like 50 cards. And then if you play against Kashtira, for example, then they're more likely going to do stuff during standby phase, and then you have to react to what they do. So it's not really a proactive card, right? Which is kind of like, I don't know. I play Striker, if you see me play very aggressively and proactively, so it's never really me responding against other people. I would say most of my wins are just like me taking the you know, putting pedal to the metal, like stealing stuff for Widow Anchors, or trying to do damage and breaking the boards and stuff like that. So this is my opinion. But Triple Tax Talent, it does come up sometimes, right? For example, main phase, if you're in guy gets Ash, or you shotgun Mexi into whatever, so give it a chance, right? 1 multiple roll, double call by, probably 2nd best card in the game. Honestly, this card should be banned. I hate this card so much because it gives more priority to people who go first. Going 2nd means if you open a handy, they have more ways to negate your max cope, and you know the game revolves around maxi resolving. So in my opinion, more maxi resolving equals better game. That's right, I said it. Hot take. 1 Honey Drone, 3 Widow Anchor, 1 Shark Cannon, 3 Linkage, 3 Imperm. Fairly standard extra deck. I think everything's basically the same, except I took out a Phoenix and put in 1 Azalea, which I summoned, I believe, like once. Like ever since I put her in, but it comes up maybe sometimes, not really, but you get the idea. Yeah, so now we'll go into some commentary gameplays. You can see what I did and why I did them. Enjoy. Hey, return. We have returned. We have returned. We open drone, lockbird, horny drone, widow anchors, multiple roll, imperm. Low-key kind of brick. Low-key, very low-key. They open with the good old extravagance. We're gonna obviously shotgun draw, but they decided to do double tax talent. And for some reason decided to take this out, honestly. That gives two, I guess, thought processes and things you should think about. If they take this, that means they're probably gonna try to combo off, because remember, this is basically only interruption. So you're probably playing against a combo deck. But then they said extravagance, so that means probably Kashtira or even Lab. But at the same time, Lab I think can play through an imperm anyway, so weird choice. If I were them, I probably would have taken horny drones, because that's starter card. Starter card is the most important thing for any deck, because remember, no ray, no play. That's always have not a wrapper. The deck does nothing if you don't have a ray, so they shuffle back the imperm, and it's Kashtira. 88% for Ash. They go in Baroni for some reason. End phase. So we draw. There you go, Maxi on shot draw phase. We chain horny drones. This is an opportunity for them to negate that, but they choose not to. I'm not sure. I don't know why they wouldn't negate that. So we're gonna go into green ray. We're gonna draw and lock them. This is a point for them to negate, so that means their Maxi can work. We can chain Widow Anchor. The only reason why I did not chain or activate multiple roll first, because remember we had token on board. If we have token on board and negate multiple roll, sure, it negates a multi-roll, but at the same time we want to set up our plays. So it's better to just wait a little bit, right? Do the thing. We know they're gonna draw something off of the Maxi, so we can draw and lock them, and I'll probably get the chain out of the way. But these D's exactly. So Baroni is out. We know they're playing around Kashtira, like a really weird Kashtira. Battle phase, enter battle. What do? Do you agree to Gary, like send engage and stuff, or do you do a much more safer play? But I choose to just send afterburners, because that's a double up play we have, right? Just remember, the dangerous play is that you send Ngag, right? Ngag gets Ash and GG, right? You have no really interruption. They're gonna just pop whatever you do with the Baron. It's over. So safe play, you send afterburners, because remember, now at this point they're probably not gonna imperm you because they have something on board, and also nobody plays Veiler anymore. So it's good to have that kind of knowledge. That's why I search for this. You can pop that, right? Now since we have 3, we can go into blue ray, and then end phase we can reset Widow Anchor, or the other play, which is search for I would search for Shark Cannon, but remember you can't do that because I draw and Lockbird. There's both players. So here we go. Kashtira Unicorn, which we saw and we know. Good to negate that, otherwise they're gonna start popping off. And hope they don't have Burf or whatever, the stupid continuous spell. Please don't have it. Go Side Beast, now they're gonna really pop off. They go into number 11 Big Eye for some reason. Very strange. I don't know. I guess they're gonna do battle, because like, what is Nerd gonna do? He only has horny drones, which is obviously what we'll set, so we can start playing the game. So draw Widow Anchor. That's gonna do nothing at the moment. Go into horny drones. Now is probably an appropriate time to play a little bit greedy. So you can send engage, of course. Game Fest Dos. Go into red ray to add back or engage. Ngag and Yag gets added back. Ngag into ray. Ray. So now we can have ray engrave, and also banish their number 11, so they can't steal us again, because this does nothing. They're gonna nib us, sure, fine, go with me. Ray still comes back. End it off. Go on a blue ray. End phase. There we go. Because remember, sometimes clicking yes is not always the best choice. You might want to wait until I summon the blue ray, because that's usually the last thing Sky Striker will end on, right? So if you do that, then now I can't search. So now we're gonna be double greedy and search double engage, and then we know they only have a nib, mystery card. If it's a Kashtira monster, it can't normal summon it. But they open side beast. We're not even gonna bother with that. We're just gonna steal it. You never know. Something stupid's gonna happen. You enter battle and attack, which you almost never want to do against Sky Striker, because you're gonna get punished. Because Sky Striker can get advantage off of that, which we do. We search for blue ray. We search Linkage. And at this point, you have so many options. It's probably GG. But at this point, we should have 3 spells, almost 3 spells. So we're gonna engage to Widow Anchors, engage to other Widow Anchor we need to, or whatever. Battle phase, pop that. At this point, Linkage to Red Ray. Have back engage. Steal, and at this point it's gone. Bing bam boom. Isn't that fun? On to the next one, right? I don't know, that was kind of weird. Hey, we return. We have returned. We open Hamp, see Hamp, Rhoda, no Afterburners, Imperm. We're gonna blow them apart. But does not matter because we're playing as Lab, which is also very annoying. If you open Linkage and Rhoda, it's like mandatory. You have to go for the Linkage OTK, right? Because remember, if it goes through, you win. You basically win. If it doesn't, then so be it, right? You at least have to take that chance, right? You don't want to play a little bit like a turtle. Plus, there's only one set. And then since it's only one set, it's probably going to be something like Welcome Labrynth anyways, right? So, we'll see. You're going to Ash that. Fine. Now we chain Linkage and hope they don't have max cope. They do have max cope because they have the skill. Unfortunate. I mean, you have to play it, right? If you don't, then oh well. So we send that off, go on the Red Ray. Now you're probably wondering why, Kevin. Why would you do that? Remember that we don't have any starter cards. For example, we go into Blue Ray, and let's say they have Welcome Labrynth, which we probably know it's that. Remember, if you activate a Welcome Labrynth, they can destroy a card in the field. They can just do that, pop our Blue Ray. We don't search nothing. So at least this gives us a starter card for next turn, because remember that Labrynth, for the most part, can't really OTK you anyways, right? So there you go. That's why I choose to go Red Ray. I know it might be a waste because you always want to save Red Ray for engage, but JK, it wasn't Welcome Labrynth, skill drain, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one we pick, but that's why I picked good old Linkage. So we go to Mayface Dose, set that for there. Hopefully it's summon a monster we can negate this, start popping off, right? Instead I just set 2 more back row, getting a little scary. Just do our thing, just enter battle. What else can you do, right? And chain big Welcome Labrynth, and now is an appropriate time to chain Max C, so hopefully we can draw the out somehow. Right? So they go into Lady Labrynth. Pops that. We draw into Desires, gotta YOLO it. Onto Drone Lockbird, Call by, and our banishes were, unfortunately, that feels bad, man. Engage and Array, otherwise fairly okay. Not too bad. We still got a Lightning Storm in our deck, right? We're gonna chain Lady. Got the Rose O'Donnell, so at least we have starter card. And remember that we have Afterburners. Skill Drain negates this. This means it could be targeted and destroyed by card effects. And we have starter, and now we'll decide what to do. We go double that to do battle damage. Sure, why not? Now we basically have free reign to do whatever the hell we want. And we draw Ray too. So, we obviously have double Afterburners, right? So you're going to be using one of these at least. What would you do? What would you do? Let's walk it through, right? You could tribute Amp with one of these monsters, but why, right? There's no reason to. We can't steal it anyways, because remember, Widow Anchor cannot work if the monster is already negated, and they are negated because of skill drain. So you have to pop skill drain somehow, or just leave it on and do more damage and be able to, you know, beat over these monsters. And also they have one more back row, which, you know, Labrynth could be anything like compulsory, it could be dogmatic punishment, who knows, so you gotta look, maybe play around that too. And it could be another something like a Welcome Labyrinth. Who knows? So I decided Afterburners. Pop that. Probably wondering, Kevin, why do you pop the big one? Why do you not pop the small one? In Graveyard, remember that they do control a level 8 or higher. You can target one and return it to the hand, right? So I also pop that and decided to pop the back row first. And we see it as D barrier. So now we can Afterburners and pop Security Drain if we want to, or we want to be a little bit of a BM Berry. We can, I guess, destroy the Labyrinth so they can't, you know, draw cards or whatever, or special summon, whatever it is this thing does. Skill Drain in the moment doesn't really screw us too much, right? There we go. That low key saves them of, I guess, their Skill Drain getting popped or that getting popped, because remember, Afterburners has to destroy a monster in order for their second effect to resolve. And they're thinking, oh, haha, you can't kill me. Yes, we can. Was your Donald? We tribute that. Remember, Hamp? You can special summon this card to either field. So it's not like a Kaiju where only your opponent. But there you go. Maybe that's another pro. So this is exactly 55 right here. Just remember, Ray, even though Skill Drain negates monster effects on field, there you go. But the effects can still be activated. That's, I guess, problem solving card text. But Ray's effect is a, by the time it resolves, remember the cost or activation requirement is to tribute the card. Because it's tributed is in graveyard, no longer on field, effect still works. There you go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a children's card game, by the way. Right, there you go. Exactly game. And a really weird match against Lab. But we'll move on to more interesting ones. Next one. Hey, we have returned. This is a very long one, I know. But we open board breakers. Harpy, Lightning Storm, Imperm. Cheaper Dragonic Magic. I'm like, that's a weird card. People play this? And against 60 card branded dragon, whatever it is called. So I decided to take the bait Impermanent. I mean, what else is there? They're gonna neg one, so it's fine with me. They have the branded fusion. We unfortunately don't have the skill. Now you could also argue that Kevin, you should have just let them search for, I guess, branded fusion. Then you draw and lockbird them, and then they can't add more cards to their hand. However, but you still do that anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't think branded, for the most part, adds too many cards to their hand anyways. It's all really graveyard centric, right? So they're gonna start popping off, yada yada yada. Make big monster, Now beyond, we draw and lock them, might as well. They get a Vanish to make this. That's gonna tribute to make Prevent Comedia. Make Dragonlink, sure, end phase pass turn. And it's set Branded Banishment, which is very annoying. Yeah, we drew the out. Very, very lucky, right? So luck is a skill, by the way, again. So which board breaker do you use? We're gonna use both of them anyway, so I don't think the order really matters. We're gonna Harpy. We're gonna chain Banner Banishment to summon Albion or whatever, probably Mirror Dread or something in defense mode, so that means you have to deal with that. So I'd rather just get this card to just fizzle out by banishing the targeted monster. Because remember, it has to be able to be whatever add hand or whatever this card says in order for it to resolve. Kind of like, I guess, called by or Ghost Spell, right? There's no sweep. Sweeper. We're gonna have Brandish Fusion back, which is also, again, very scary. If we get lucky and somehow draw an Ash, we win the game. So, we're gonna Lightning Storm, Expedia, enter battle, do our thing, right? Green Ray, attack, absolutely set engage, because we know they have Branded Fusion, mystery card. Going to Red Ray, add back our engage. Very unfortunate though that, or we do have 3, never mind. I'm being dumb. But what do you search for, right? What do you search for? The play is to probably try to set up multiple roll. At that point we get stuff rolling, right? And then hope we get lucky. Draw the Ash, please draw the Ash. Instead we draw Widow Anchor, which is like what we were gonna search for anyways with the end phase or blue right, which is kind of a bad draw, but at the same time, I mean, you can't complain, right? At least maybe you'll have double Widow Anchors to steal their monsters and then bop them because they're only down to 65. You just gotta play with what you got, right? Plus, you can at least send this off so they can't tribute monsters and stuff. So everything works out kind of in the end anyways. So now they have a Branded Fusion. We set the little anchor and we just wait. And hope they do not have a board breaker. Considering you're playing a 60 card deck, I'm willing to take that shot. They open the Luber. Let that go, there's no reason not to. Branded loss means they can still pop off. And we can't respond to him. Go belly on. Just wait. Keep on waiting. Wait till the appropriate moment. So now we know that they had the Blazing Cartesia, I guess, in hand. Because if they had the Havness, I'm pretty sure they would have chained it during our end phase, right? So that was the draw. They're gonna start popping off. Again, I'm very surprised. Might as well do that because now they can't tribute the monster. It looks like they're about to finish comboing, right? Another Predaplant drives Spadia, sure. Again, very weird board. I usually would be seeing a Mirror Jade, but I guess they decided not to because Mirror Jade is just a single banish. And I guess these are negates for monster effects. Get Ray, we're gonna chain that. Going to whatever, it doesn't matter. Is he gonna get negated anyways? Multiple roll is gonna set some stuff. We have engaged, so long as they don't have Ash, we win. We drew the Ash though. So engage, what do you search for? Widow Anchor. Now we can just double steal, we win. Barring if they have like a dragon. No. But it looks like they don't. Like a Bestial. And GG. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, on to the next one. This one is actually really crazy, I think. And kind of bad. And you'll see like some really horrendous misplays maybe. On to the next one. Hello, hello, hello. We have returned. This is the one. Let's see, we open Max Cope, Harpies, Ingag, Shark Cannon, Imperm, right? Playing against a 44 card deck with Ray sleeves. You'll see why that comes into play soon. Engage because you have to. Ray, and they also made us go first. It's very suspicious. You don't want to overextend too much. I'm going to red Ray to add back your engage. So at least you can try to search double and guy. They have the Ghost Belly. My Ghost Spell? Interesante. So we're going to red Ray. Going to blue Ray. Set double. Because at least both of these things are chainable. I would not set this if I did not need to, but at the same time, I see Ghost Spell, and that's a fairly uncommon card, right? That most people don't play. So I'm like, what could this deck be? 44 cards or 45 cards? That's a weird number. What's going on? We searched Linkage. Why? Because in my opinion, this is a better search than Horny Drones, for example. Horny Drones is going to clog up your I guess main monster zones. So if you draw something like Widow Anchor, then you're kind of screwed, right? So we're playing a mirror match. Here we go. Insane. Gonna tribute the Ray. We chain the Max Cope. Do they have the out? Yeah, they do. Get good, Kevin. Sometimes you gotta play with what you gotta play. However, since they call by that, means that our Ray doesn't get called by. And also, if they did call by a Ray, that'll be very stupid on them because then they can't tribute the Ray and just lose. But remember, we opened Harpy's Spell Duster. It's not too bad. There we go. We're going to green Ray. Yep. Max Cope. Widow Anchor. Harpies. That's funny. They open Widow Anchor. They open Rosie O'Donnell too. Enter battle. Attack. Then engage. You're going to be the greedy play. But low-key very smart because now they're forcing us to either take it and make sure our blue Ray gets banished, and then that's going to get negated, or it's going to guarantee that their engage is going to go off, right? So they're kind of ahead of us at the moment because remember, rule number one when you're playing the mirror, always send Rosie O'Donnell first because it's very, very underrated. It means your afterburners can get advantage by destroying whatever they have in extra monster zone. And also you can get rid of the Ray, which is their starter card, right? They're going to Shark Cannon the Rosie O'Donnell so it doesn't pop off. Because they've committed into this play. That's why. I'm like, please only play one Rosie O'Donnell. They decide not to banish, because if they do banish, remember, that means our Ray is going to come out and then we get advantage because their no realistic way of them, I guess, negating our blue ray. Aside from wasting the Widow Anchor, which at the moment they only have 2 spells, so they can't steal it and like link it off into something else if they want to. So red ray, they're gonna play for that play, punish them. So now we know that Widow Anchor, but then unfortunately they have Linkage. They have the skill to have it. So that goes through. It's unfortunate for us. Right? Very bad. Gog. We're gonna Gog. We don't have the out for that. And draw. Almost draw. Not yet. We set up multiple roll. And we know that's Widow Anchor. So they're gonna search for a Shark Cannon to. They could banish our Ray. Or remember that we properly summoned Red Ray so they could resummon it, which is something they could do. Because we did not know we're playing against Sky Striker. We played Sky Striker, right? What a kind of nerd plays Sky Striker. Obviously, just activate Harvey's Feather to get it all out of the way. I'm wondering, Kevin, why did you not just Widow Anchor or something steal? Because then it could change our Widow Anchor. Because they got 3 spells at the moment and then steal our thing. We saved this for that. If we want to. Right? We're gonna change Shark Cannon. We're also gonna change Widow Anchor to steal this. We can Kage that away. But now we have a unproperly summoned Red Ray to add back or engage, start popping off. Alright, they're gonna summon that, that's fine. Boop. Red Ray, add back engage. Red Ray is also going to add back their engage. We don't want that. We also have activate the Area 0 effect. We're going to chain Widow Anchor and the Red Ray, obviously, so they can't add back and Gog. They have another Rosie Donald. Oh my god. This is such a weird striker deck, right? So Zeke, we go into Zeke. Kevin, you're wondering why did you do that? Why did you not do this for the Blue Ray? Remember that Zeke's effect is that it will be 1 turn, so meaning this is going to come back on our turn, and if they forget, they're going to set some stuff in their back row like Widow Anchors or whatever, and then they're all turned off and we're free to pop off. That's why. Don't do that, because we don't have, well, number 1, we don't have Rosie O'Donnell yet engraved. We also don't have a Ray engraved, and yeah, that's why. So multiple roll, get lucky. Imperm. Go into Green Ray. Enter battle. This does nothing at the moment, so why bother? Then Rose O'Donnell, like I always say. Activate Horny, multiple rolls, set that. Blue Ray. End phase. Search for something, right? Afterburners. So now we can have setup and recovery at the same time. They're down to 1 card, which we can negate the Red Ray with the Imperm. Unless they get lucky. But you know, considering everything, they're probably very lucky. Go. Going to Blue or Green Ray. Fine with me. We're going to Blue Ray. Bop that. Again, unfortunate. Oh no, we didn't have a Ray engrave. But always, again, Rose O'Donnell is much more important than Ray. Looks bad, right? Looks bad. Like, oh no. And that's back too. We go, we draw engage because we're good at the game. Right. Search for Widow Anchor, Ash. That's good. Ash against her, engage. Go to our Red Ray. You could say, like, don't do that, Kevin. You don't want to give your opponent advantage, but hey, we're trying to make a push a little bit. Because they're on a Horny Jones mystery card. Right. Kage. Green Ray, attack. And Rose Ray. So we have floating effects. Blue Ray. That caught by the Kage, that Widow Anchor, and as they blow us out with a blowout card, at least we can have somewhat of recovery. We'll see. And they did, they opened it. Unfortunate. Now, what? Well, you already spoiled it, right? But what you would negate or banish with a call by is the Red Ray, because now it means they have 1 Red Ray left, and at least that means they're not going to summon on this turn and try to make a push for Gam, right? It's going to blow out everything, so we don't want to do that. Now you're probably wondering, Kevin, why did you do that? Why did you not chain Linkage to this? You got another floating effect or something. We're actually down to like no Skyjack monsters. You haven't noticed already? It is a really weird match. Especially since I did not expect them to play the second Rosy Dawn, because most Skyscraper players only play one, but for some reason this person is playing two, and also, you know, over 40 cards, which or it's like 45 cards, which is something like very uncommon and unusual, right? So I don't know what else they got in their deck. So that's why we do that, because just in case they somehow top deck a Widow Anchor, we don't get ours stolen and then we lose, right? Which at the same time, not that big of a deal, but they have two more Widow Anchors somewhere in their deck. Unless they already have one in their hand, right? So we don't want to deal with any of that shenanigans. So that's why. And if they have another Widow Anchor, they would have changed it already. So good for us. But that's why. Everything's bop. They have to engage, which we have the Ash. So this point is where most people would click surrender, I think. Instead, they're gonna keep playing as they believe. We gotta give them props. Battle phase, they decided to bop it. Unfortunately, right? Unfortunate. They played a second Rosy Dawn. Can't believe it. I'm gonna tribute going to Blu-ray. Use bop both of them. Ay ay ay, no me gusta. And search afterburners. But luckily we got both. Andrew and Lockbird, nothing much. Pop that. Power Kevin. Why? Why would you do that? Rosy Donald's gonna pop out first. The Ray comes out. Rosy Donald's gonna negate that, so they can't tribute. However, we're low-key very screwed, right? You have to remember, we burned through basically all of our Skyscraper monsters and we haven't killed them yet. Options are, what do you pop? You pop the Ray, you pop the Rosy O'Donnell. Well, I think the option is fairly straightforward, right? You have to pop the Ray, otherwise you leave this alone, it's gonna continue to be a starter card for them. They're also kind of low-key low on resources too, but we know they have an extra red Ray, which can turn the tide and then screw us completely, so it's good to pop the Ray. And also they left us in attack mode for some reason, or not for some reason, they choose to attack both of them, and that's why it leaves them wide open. So we can pop the Ray, like ram into this one. Teo Hekai Banzai right there. Our Ray's gonna pop out. Attack. And then main phase DOS. We're going to Zeke. And it is a 200 IQ play. We know they have Afterburners. We know they have Rose or Dawn and Grave. Right here. Vanish itself. There you go. Wide open, baby. And now it's up to them to top deck something. We know they have Afterburners mystery card. They just passed turn. And we do another 1500 damage at least. We open Lightning Storm. Maybe it's good to hold on to this at the moment just in case, but we could do the greedy play and like set this and attack, but if we do that, that means we might not have recovery, so it's better to just attack this for 15, and if they still have nothing, which they do not have nothing, because we know they have Afterburners, which they can pop this if they so choose. But hey, remember, another 200 IQ thing, Rosie O'Donnell only gets effect because of extra monster zone. Guess where Zeke is now? Ha ha ha. Right? No misplays. Striker Master here. You think it looks bad. It looks really bad. We're out of resources, blah blah blah. Don't matter. We have less cards in our deck than they do. So our odds of top decking something good, much higher than them. Remember that we have one Widow Anchor still left in deck out of 19 cards. They have, well, I guess two, right? Two Widow Anchors in a 27 card deck. I don't know quick maths, but if you do the percentages of what, like 2 divided by 27 or 1 out of 19, I'm pretty sure they have way better odds, but at the same time, hey, what are you gonna do about it? They have to burn pop this. Sure. Outright's gonna come out. We're gonna chain Maxi. That's also another low-key high IQ play. So now hopefully they top deck something good, right? For sure. That'll be it. They open Widow Anchor, feels bad, man. Because remember, we don't summon our Ray. There's no way in hell we know that they have a Widow Anchor. Plus, they have Widow Anchor anyways, and good striker players, or in general, you should never set your Widow Anchors because you're gonna get blown out. So you can do that, search engage. Now they're free to pop off. And they search the other Widow Anchor and draw a card. Looks bad, right? Looks very bad. Don't worry. That's why we saved the, the Lightning Storm. and we top deck a Widow Anchor. Hilarious. Here you go, boop. You chain Widow Anchor. Now you could say, Kevin, why don't you chain Widow Anchor? Remember, we chain Widow Anchor. This effect gets negated. It's only 1500 attack, and they're down to 100. That's bad. Don't do that. There we go, as you can see. So, pass turn. Again, the only way they can win is if they top deck a Ray, which at this point seems fairly unlikely, right? Because remember, they had a bunch of cards. We now know there's Dark Ruler no more. Mystic card could probably be like Hand Trap, something like Maxi or Ash. Who knows, right? So don't set it. There's no reason to. Let's say it's another Harpies or something, or Board Breaker, which we know they're playing. So don't set it. I'll take the risk. There we go. And plus, remember, if we chain Widow Anchor to that, they have another Widow Anchor. They block it. We lose Widow Anchor. GG. Here we go. Rhoda. See if it's Ash. Ash Ketchum, show yourself. It's not Ash. Now, do this. Is it Widow Anchor? Let's take a look. It's not. GG. There you go. It's little things, right? Little things. They blew us out with Lightning Storm. We technically blew them out too, but at the same time, they have much more resources in the later stage of the game. And yeah, that one Zeke play, I think, was the real turning point. Because if we did not Zeke ourselves, then that means they have Afterburner's gonna pop, they start popping off, and then so much so forth, right? So there you go. Dark Master. Were you ever in doubt? Was it ever in doubt? I don't think so. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this very long video. Don't worry, content will be coming. It's just kind of like, you know, it's that weird period right now where not really too much to talk about for Sky Striker, because it's hard playing Sky Striker, right? Especially when Purely is in the meta, or Pearly is in the meta, and that's basically Sky Striker, but like good. But at the same time, you kind of Ash the you know, the cat, the fat cat, then it's kind of like the branded thing, right? Where you Ash the branded fusion. What else do you do? I don't know. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you all, good old channel members. Thank you to everybody. See you guys around. Mwah. This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and support me, please.